Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Saga! Rage of the Viking today! Sleep! No, screw Valkyries. Sleep! We need to take our Valkyrie to the Dolmen to, remove the malediction, yeah, malediction. Is it malediction in English? The curse, sorry. The curse that, is on the country. We also have to kill everybody because that's how that game works. Ain't it? Future is the end of this road. Okay. Let's go to the road. Through the road. On the road. So today might be a long update, mainly because I feel like... Hello. Yeah. I'll do that. Where does the road go, though? Hey, cows. Try not to get them killed. It's not a very big map. So that's interesting. I don't know where that dolmen is. This map has been weird so far. Oh, giants. Do I have any honor? No. I couldn't take them over even if I wanted to. Let's leave the giants be for now. I don't think I can beat them. It's good to know that they are there, though. And it's also good to know that they're not doing anything. Oh, wait. Elves, okay. More importantly, a dolmen. I know where the dolmen is. It's over here somewhere. Wait, I guess... I don't really know what this game wants from me. This game's a bit weird. Are y'all, not sleeping anymore? Okay, they're going to react if I start shooting them. Is he even trying to kill me? Well, I assume the giants are going to be enemies, so, you know. Oh, I'm losing this one. Why am I losing against this one, but not against the other one? That's kind of weird. Let's just explore the entire map this time. How's that? I'm kind of just kind of befuddled by what this game wants from me. Yeah, I know I have a Valkyrie. I still see this. All of this. Let's go north. I don't care about this road. Do I? I guess I do. There's no choice. No choice but to go there. So, how many clans are there in here? On this map? I see Elven Gardens here. And some other dudes. Elves, I guess. Are they enemies? They sure look like enemies. I don't know. Let's not kill them. Because I'm probably just gonna die. I'm trying to explore the map, really. Ah, and this is where they get all the fruit. Alright, I get that. Get back down here. So I've seen the peasants, I've seen the giants, I've seen the elves. What is it that I need to do, though? It said, do what you need to do quickly before your enemies wake up. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to do. Is that another clan of giants? Are there two clans of giants? I have a warrior. That's interesting. I mean, can the warrior do things? I guess so. He's forbidden from building? Oh, that's lame. I thought I could use them to break the game and, you know, just get an economy going. It's a temple, it's an armor forge. It's no upgrades, but it has some... Oh, do I need to do something with the dolmens? Well, maybe just with you, hold on. I'm not sure what I need to do, but let's just do this. I have a warrior. Let's see what happens when we do this. I'm not sure I like this map so far. It's weird. I need 2 more. So I'm gonna have a spellcaster. What's the point of that? Maybe I should send my warrior over to the peasants. Because maybe they're gonna want to join up as soon as I come alive, come online. Almost there. Okay, she's a spellcaster now. Whoo boy, she has a lot of spells. Lightning. Don't know. Is there a healing spell? I'm just curious. I don't know what that is. I wouldn't even know how to translate it, in fact. Control. Fireball. Invoke. Yeah, I'm not sure I can do anything about you. Oh yeah, well, I don't think I like this one. I'm just confused about what I'm expected to do here. Oh, hey. Elves and giants are just fighting. Save the cows! Save the cows! At least the cows are gonna live. No, save the cows! Rah! Well, yeah. I don't think I want to play this. You know what? I don't think I want to play this game anymore. I think this is not gonna be a long update. It's gonna be a short update because I'm just gonna talk. Screw playing this game. This game is bad for multiple reasons. I suppose I should have slowed the game down to make it more playable. But at the same time, doing that would have made it take longer, and I didn't want it to take longer because I didn't like this game, even if it slowed down to some extent. It has some flaws. It's hard to control, for starters. Well, the speed doesn't help in that regard, but it's still hard to control. It's still annoying to control. Half the time, your army wants to cut down trees for whatever freaking reason. It's like having ghouls. Except when you had ghouls, you didn't try to go inside forests like we keep doing. Anyway. What is there to say about this game? It does the same. It tries to do the same thing as any other RTS. You're there, and your goal, usually, unless you're in a campaign-y type of map, your goal usually is just to kill everybody else. Even when there were special objectives, your goal was still to kill everybody else. Thank you. So it tries to do the same thing as, say, StarCraft, but it does it in a weird way, especially when compared to StarCraft. Creature production and the resources, I talked about that like midway through. Those 2 points are vastly different, and there's a lot of other different stuff. Capitulation, which I kind of hate, is a thing. The way you build is weird. You need a very large area clear around your buildings even though you're not using this entire area. It just wants you to not put buildings close to each other, probably to stop you from blocking your capitals, because it wants capitulation to be a thing, as annoying as that thing is. So what was the point of playing this game if it doesn't look like it does anything good? Well, I think it has interesting ideas. It's just doing them mad. Creature production, it's not doing anything. Okay, there's 2 points, 2 major points that I think could be taken and improved. Creature production coming from creatures, A. B, resources having a physical presence, and that's not even the first or only. I don't know if it's the first one. It's not the only game that does that. Certainly in a more traditional RTS. To name one, Stronghold does it? Well, actually, I don't know if Stronghold does it. The only Stronghold game I've ever played is Stronghold Crusader. Stronghold Crusader does that. It does it differently and not as completely as Saga. It's less annoying to manage than Saga, though, so there's that. So, yeah, those 2 things. And what I wanted to try to do with this game is show off these mechanics, somewhat, and then try to imagine a way to make them good, because right now they're not good. But we can imagine a game where they're good, and that would be an RTS that does something differently. We hope good. We imagine something good, too. But, that does things differently, and that would, be interesting to see, as opposed to RTSs that keep doing the same thing. Sometimes with a gimmick, sometimes not. It's kind of annoying to me. So two mechanics: creature production from creatures and economy. One at a time, then. Creature productions, I feel in this game it's there just to be there, and they're not doing anything with it. In fact, it's in some ways kind of annoying. Especially when the genders can't all do the same thing. My goodness, that's annoying. So the mechanic I think that would be interesting with this is, imagine, say, Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 did a meld between RTS and RPG. By the way, before I get too deep inside there, I'm giving out ideas. I'd like to know if you guys have any ideas for RTS games or any other. I'm just trying to throw ideas out there. I'd love to hear your ideas, or what you think about my ideas, or what you think about other people's ideas. I just trying to throw ideas out there to have a discussion with you guys, not just talking for the sake of talking. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Warcraft melded RTS and RPG in that RTS, well, you do everything you do in RTS, as in StarCraft, for instance, except that you are very limited in how much army you can build, and your army will be centered around a hero, and that hero is the RPG element. And the hero alone does not make you win the game. You need to raise him properly and control him properly, but he's not alone going to win the game. They need the support crew, which comes from the whole RTS component. It's well done, but at the same time, it's still 2 very clear components. I think you could use creature production with creatures to do something where the RPG element does not come from one single unit, almighty unit, that you just level up to make it almighty. Actually, it shouldn't be almighty, but anyway. Instead of having that, you could make it so you need to breed. The whole RPG comes from breeding units. And so you can buy like base types, if you will, but you need to breed the high tier and the upgrades. I mean, I don't have a very definite mold for this game, because when I think about this, what this game could be like, the problem I keep running into is pace. Because RTSs, generally speaking, need to have some degree of speed to them. They can't take too long, otherwise they're going to fizzle out a little, I think, because players, especially when they're playing multiplayer, are going to not want to spend that much time. I think an hour would be the cap, and so, you know, breeding lends itself to a longer games. Maybe, I don't know how long they would be. It's the whole how to balance that and how to do anything with that is I'd have to play around with it to really know about it, but I think it should be possible, and I think it could be a cool idea to try to take this creatures produce creatures thing. Instead of that, you can produce creatures without having creatures from the buildings, but they're base creatures, and to get anything remotely looking like an army, you need to breed. And I guess the pace would come from the fact that if you have a big engagement between you two, and one of you two wins, the other one doesn't have his higher level stuff anymore. It's weird. It would be hard to balance out. I'm not really sure how everything would balance out. But I think it's a cool idea, and I'd like to make it work, you know? I'd like to see it work, actually, because I'm not really good at making games. Maybe thinking about games, but making them? Yeah, I don't know about that. So, that's the first mechanic. Second mechanic, I think, and this one I have a better idea, well, a more interesting idea of what to do. The whole economy thing, the whole resources have a physical presence. They are somewhere on the map. Now, this needs an interface to work properly. See, because in this game, it's completely annoying. Very, very aggravating, in fact. I just don't want to manage economy. And I build my quote-unquote bases. It's villages, I guess. But I build my bases around not having to manage economy. Which makes them look weird, but at least I don't have to manage the damn things. So, one thing that would make it really cool, really easy to manage, is imagine an interface that you can just toggle into. Very easily toggle into. That is going to show on your screen, your HUD, your whatever, little numbers, little resource icons and numbers under them telling you, well, over the buildings, telling you how much of any one resource there is, and you can easily, by clicking or whatever, just click one and click another building to tell it, I want this to go there, you know. And so it's going to go there. Either some of your workers are going to take charge of it, or it just does it instantly, or whatever. What I had in mind, in fact, was let's take a game that's futuristic, if not just straight up science fiction. Imagine a world where there's this one resource that's very important. You can call it oil if you want. But there's this one almighty resource that everybody wants, but is relatively scarce. And your goal would be to harvest it, right? So in this futuristic environment, you'd have these buildings. You'd have these buildings that can store resources, whether it be this rare resource or other resources, but they have these buildings that can store them or transfer them to other somewhat nearby. The range would have to be a balance issue that you have to play with it to really know how range would work. But transfer it to a nearby building. Of course, the storage units would cost a little, so you'd have some smaller, easier to build building-ish or points that would serve as connections. They can't store them, but things can pass through them. And so you can build networks, essentially like pipelines, I suppose, taking resources from where you harvest them to where you need them to be, stuff like that. So you'd be building networks of resources and carrying them around. And the whole game, I think, that'd make it a gimmick for the game. To make it central to the game, to make it more than just a gimmick, you need to center the game on this. How do you do that? I think it would be really neat if killing the other guy in this game is next to impossible, because that's not your goal. Come back to what I was saying. Your goal is to harvest the rare resource. You want to harvest as much of it. You're landing, you and your rival company, shall we say, are landing in this resource-rich area. Rich for the rare minerals that you want. And you want to harvest as much of it, more than the other guy, right? And so the goal is to get the resources, not to kill the other guy. Make it next to impossible to kill the other guy. Make it easy to steal from them. See, because all the resources are physically in places. And you'd have fast units, I suppose. Vehicles, duh. Were advanced technology and all that. Advanced fast vehicles, and it would be a fast-paced. Units should not be too slow. The vehicles that can. You could have vehicles that can plug into the transit buildings to leech from the flow, what's flowing through, or you could have them just latch onto the storage units to just take what's in there, right? And they should have to be fast. It should be relatively easy to get away with it if you're on your toes, right? I think that would make for a very dynamic game, and I guess the goal is to get more resources than the opponent. Something like that. I think that could work into a really nice game, because RTSs, I think, reach their ceiling when you have to do a lot of things at once. With RTS, you are limited in the amount of things and that you can do and pay attention to at any given time. A game that forces you to multitask, such as a game that would encourage harassment and theft and all that. The person that would multitask the best would win, because doing a giant death ball I don't think would do much. The other guy would empty the resources where you send your death ball, send them another place. You wouldn't get that much out of it. Sure, you would probably be very hard to kill for the opposing army, but the opposing army can just ignore you, move his resources away, and then send all of his armies in different places, many different places, steal from many different places. The death ball strategy doesn't work there, I don't think. I don't know, it's just, it feels like it would be such a fun and dynamic game to try. I'd suck at it. It would put a lot of pressure on you, because you're trying to be fast and all of that, and just I am slowing down. I think I'm getting old, but maybe not. But you know, I feel that way. Maybe I'm not getting slow, but I feel like it anyway. I guess that's gonna be it for me on this project. Again, I'd love to hear what you think, either on what I was talking about, or maybe you have other ideas on what would be cool to see in an RTS. Maybe even in other genres, if that's bothering you. I think RTS has been bothering me, because I used to love the genre, and I basically don't play it anymore. But, you know, I just felt like talking to you guys, having a discussion with you guys. So I hope to hear from you. In any case, thank you for watching, whether or not you're interested in talking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me in this game. And I will see you all next time. New projects starting this weekend and next week. Well, next week you all know what's coming. It's Heroes 3. I said it would start after this. It's going to. This weekend well, you're gonna see in a couple of days, I guess, if you're interested. Till then, see y'all.